Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Oh no, oh
I was ready to surrender my heart to you, only you. These lights all around me keep blinding my eyes from you and the truth. Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me why. I know, no, no, you won't save my life. Save my life. Baby, keep on you making the waves. You and I will never be saved. Be saved. If the walls come down, will you pick me don't tell me why. I know, no, no, you won't save my life. Save my life. Baby, keep on, you making the waves. You and I will never be safe. Be safe. If the walls come down, will you pick me off the ground? If the walls come down, will you save me or burn me down?
I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be, I wanna find myself, but again, it's always a phase. I wanted to stay, no, you don't understand. I've been losing myself, I've been losing myself. I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be, I wanna find myself, but again, it's always a phase. I wanted to stay, no, you don't understand. I've been losing myself, I've been losing myself. I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be, I wanna find myself, but again, it's always a phase. I wanted to stay, no, you don't understand. I've been losing myself, I've been losing myself.
Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. I hope you have enjoyed the sped up version of the rest of the coloring on this piece. I have completed the coloring and now we're going to start embellishing it. So now we're going to start using our Stickles as well as our gel pen and that sort of thing. We're going to start up at the top and work our way down. I'm going to switch you on over to the close-up camera so that we can get started on that. There we go. Now we're going to start up here at the top And the little bead areas, we're going to actually use something called liquid pearl. And I'm going to use this one. This one is called Bisque, and it's one of my favorite liquid pearls. It's one that I've used quite a bit of. Yeah, let's use Bisque. So we're just going to put a dot, hopefully. Hopefully it's not dried up. Yeah, it's dried up a little bit. So if you have a dried up one, you just take a long needle, put it in the end, if you can find the end. There it is. And just push it in and clear any blockage. And then pull it out. Another thing you can do, of course, is you can put this on a palette so that you can just pick it up with a dot tool, which works quite well sometimes as well. Now for these little ones, we just want little tiny spots. Like so. Now we're not going to work on that area yet. I'm going to put the lid back on this liquid pearl. And I was probably off screen. Sorry. I'm going to tip you up here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, now we're going to take a green stickle here. I think this one. So this one is called palm leaf. Go figure. And we're going to put this on, and then we're going to brush it with a brush to move it around. So I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to put it on the center of each of the leaves. Now I'm starting up at the top first, the top areas first, because I don't want to stick my hand in it because it's got to dry. So, and then I'm just going to take this brush and I'm just going to brush it over the entire leaf. So there's a difference between liquid pearls and stickles. Stickles is a glitter glue, where liquid pearl is a pearlized paint glue type stuff. It comes in the same bottles, comes from the same company. It's just a different look. Just trying to get to the very edge without going over it because I don't want the glitter all over the place. Just want the green glitter on the leaves. Now you can do this with a brush, you can do this with a toothpick, you can do this with practically anything that will move it around. Like so. Apologize, my phone just went off. I'm hoping to get this video up and running fairly soon because I've got to go pick up my child from his friend's house. But I'm not going to rush it. See, that's what happens when you try to rush it. And that's why I wanted to do this first, and I didn't. I picked up a bit of my liquid pearl. Alright, so I've got green still on the brush, so I'm just going to take any extras and move it down because I put too much on some of these. So we might as well use it. And I know there's so many out there that are going, there cannot be too much sparkles on it. But I don't want it to be gloppy. I want it to be quite smooth. This one's a little bit gloppy. There, that's better. Same with this one. So I'm just picking it up and putting it over on these ones over here. You can move it around as long as it's still wet. Once it starts to dry, though, don't try to move it around because then you'll just end up with a hole where you tried to move it from. Okay. Add a little bit more over there. I'm going to try not to put my hand in anything. Again, I'm just going to move it around with the brush. Get this top part here done first. Because I want her leaves to look like they're metallic. So I want them to have a shimmer. I added a bit of the green gold to it to give it that metallic underlook. Sort of like it's just painted metallic, or painted metal, I should say, and not a live leaf. Because, you know, it's just the look I wanted to go for. Alright. These two last leaves here done. And then we'll go back to the gold bits on the top. While this dries. There we go. Now I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to wipe off the green off of my brush because I don't want to mix green with gold. And we're going to put the green away for a second and we're going to grab this one here, which is Sunburst. Because I've already got the gold down, I'm just going to put in a little bit of a yellow sparkle. If you don't do anything too bright with too much color, you can maintain the color of the the coloring underneath it. And I should have done the stickle first instead of the liquid pearl, but we live, we learn. All right. We're going to do the same thing up here. We're just going to take any excess amounts. Got a bit of an excess here, and move it over here. Like so. So now we're going to be smart this time, and we're going to do the stickle first. If it'll come out of the bottle. There we go. And then we're going to brush it around. Now this does have a bit of a green in it, which is good because it'll pick up that green undertone that I put there from the gold. Now I do have gold stickles and I could have used the gold, but I didn't want to make this brassy. Because of the earth tones that are in the colors I chose. So one thing that bugs me about Stickles, sometimes it just gets fussy in the bottle and decides, yeah, I'm not coming out, so you can squeeze me all you want. And I know it's not clogged because I just used it, but sometimes it just decides. This is not what we're doing today. All right, now we're going to finish off the liquid pearl areas up at the top, and then we'll move down to her face areas as well. Just put a dab in. This is where we get all quiet because we're concentrating and trying not to make a mess. All right, and then we've got one down here as well. All right, so there is her hair areas and the leaves done. Now we're going to do her makeup here, and we're going to do that with a gel pen because of the fact that it is on her face, and I don't want to do too much. Oh, and I missed a spot, but I'll get to that here in a second. And I will be adding the liquid pearl to it, but I'll be using a different liquid pearl. But for this part here, I want to use the gel pen because I can follow the lines better. All right, now we're going to take our pearl and we're going to do, this one here is called platinum pearl. So it's a bit of a silver pearl. Again, I got to clear the nozzle because I haven't used these in a while, so sometimes you just got to clear the nozzles. Like so. And then we'll just test it over here, make sure that it's flowing. Yep. And then we're just going to do, I might take a little, where's my smallest one? I don't know if this is going to be small enough. Yeah, it should be. I'm just going to take my dotting tool and pick up. I hope you enjoyed the music that went with the coloring. Now for this one here, I'm just going to do a little tiny dot. And little dots down here. Sometimes I can get them really small and sometimes not so much. And then a little one here in her ear as well. There. Alright, now we'll put the lid back on that one. And we're going to take our other one here and we're just going to fill in those little dots there. Now we're going to go back to our brush and our yellow. Just make sure I clean off the brush. And we're going to come down here into her earring. Again, just brushing it in. Trying not to get it too much into where I'm going to put the pearl. Just lifting some of it up to move it down. Luckily the Stickles dries faster than the pearl, so hopefully the Stickles will be dry by the time I get up there to do the pearl. Alright, now this necklace part I want to do with the gold. So I'm going to get the gold, which is gold. Go figure. So I'm going to do this part here. And as you can see, it's got a bit of a brassy look to it, and that's what I didn't want in her hair. I'm just going to drag this and move it around because I've got a lot on here. A lot more came out than I wanted. Go back through here and pick some more up. Just redistributing it. Just following the lines of the necklace. And the same with this side. I'm going to break down the glob, because that's pretty much what it was just a glob. And then we're just going to move it around till we get it in the consistency that we want on the necklace. Of course, Shyla is snoring. Glad she got some sleep. She woke me up at the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and then, of course, Bob was tossing and turning, so he kept me up too. I think I got maybe 2 hours of sleep, and I've got things to do today, which is typical. All right, now we're going to wipe this off, and we're going to go back to the green, and we're going to, well, first we're going to do her pearls, and then we're going to go to the green and do the necklace. So for these pearls, we're going to still use the bisque. That one is got a little bit too much on it, so I'm just going to use my tool and scrape some of it off. Mold it into the area that I want it to be. Like so. All right, Now we've also got to do her other side here as well. So we're going to take our yellow, because like I said, I'm not going to move down the page until the upper part of the page is done, because I don't want to end up with my hand in anything. So I'm going to take the yellow and I'm just going to put a dollop of it there. Then we're going to take our brush and we're just going to move it down a little bit. Then we're going to take our liquid pearl. This time I'm going to try to be a little bit carefuler. There we have the liquid pearl part done. Now we're going to wipe the brush off again. And we're going to go into our greens. So we're going to go into palm leaf again. Now this time I'm just going to put one little daub and then I'm going to move it around. So I'm just going to put a daub up here. And we'll gently move that around. And then we're going to take purple. So I think we're going to take our mermaid tail. As you can see, this is going to be very sparkly dress. Again, we're going to put down a glob. And we're just going to move it around. You know, covering it up but not removing the details. Okay. And then we're going to take, I know I have purple, there it is. I'm going to take taffy, which is a purple liquid pearl. Make sure that it's moving. And we're going to do the spots on the necklace. Okay, now for the part here around her neckline, we're going to take our gold, the same as we did with our necklace. And I'm just going to make sure I'm not sticking my hand in anything. I start up here. And we're going to take our brush. And we're going to push it into those areas there. And brush it down into the leaves. The golden leaves of her dress. The main parts that I'm concerned about getting in the gold are the rib lines. I might put a couple of drops in the leaves so that I get enough. There's quite a bit of it there. Just going to drag that down. Use up what's on my brush, and then I'll go back up and pick up more because I've got quite a bit of it up here. Okay, like so. And there we have her neckline. Now we're going to wipe that off, and we're going to move down. We're going to do her shoulder pads, and we're going to do that with unicorn. And then we'll move down her arms, and then we'll do her centerpiece of her breastplate. So I'm going to put a daub of each of unicorn in each of the wing shoulder pad things. Like so. Yes, this girl is going to sparkle. She is definitely going to sparkle. Now we're going to do the same here. Now unicorn is quite see-through, so I'm not too concerned about getting it on the gold areas. I just want it to sparkle up the clear areas, like so. All right, now let's do her arms. So I'm going to take the gold and I'm just going to very carefully, hopefully, put a thin bead down here. Hopefully follow like so. Center part here and down here. We're going to brush on. Okay. So I'm leaving that the way it is with the bead of the gold, but on these parts here, I'm just going to brush it and move it along just to give the hint of gold there. The beadwork, the ribbing in the front of the dress, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run the bead up the rib. Alright, so this part here we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to follow, try to do a very thin line. We're going to do thicker in here and down here. And we're going to brush that in. Make sure that we get that all settled into the lines there. Alright, now the last part that we're going to do is the center of her dress. And we're going to do the same thing as we did on all the other sides. We're going to very carefully draw it in. Trying not to get too thick of a line. But still one that follows the pattern on the dress. going to do the same thing on the other side here. Oops. So if you put too much down, just ease your pressure off. And then take your tool and just scrape it up while it's still wet. Then start your pressure again. Sorry if I'm going all quiet. This is concentration time. To pay attention with what you're doing at this point. Otherwise you just end up with blobs of glitter, which is perfectly fine, but not the look I'm going for. So all right. So there we have the ribbing done as well. Now we're going to put in some liquid pearl on her breast area there, and I'm going to do that with the purple, if I can find it. There we go. So we got some liquid pearl here. And here. And can't remember. And I missed a line with the gold. So let's go and fix that. So again, just really light pressure. As soon as it starts coming out, don't squeeze it anymore, and just drag it. Not even touching the paper, just let the glue touch the paper. And then you can move it around like that. Now if you find that you have an area that you don't want it in, like, let's go push that back into the line. You can move it around a little bit while it's still wet. But once it's dry, it's dry. It's not going to move unless you scrape it, which I do not recommend. Because if you do that, what will happen is you will scrape the color off your page. Alright, so there we have our fairy girl all finished up. I'm going to switch you over to the other camera here so that you can see all of the glittery goodness. And I will of course post this on Instagram as well as Discord and Facebook. All right, let's see if I can get her to glitter for you. Main camera. I'm going to turn on this light so that you can see the glitter. And there she is, sparkling away. So there we have our little fairy girl, as well as our fairy house by Nori Art Color. This is an AI assisted and hand reworked piece of art that is available on Etsy. Of course, like I said, I will post these on Discord as well as Instagram. I hope that you enjoyed the coloring portion and the music that I put with it. And of course, I missed an entire area. I am so silly. So I'm going to turn this because I did not do her top jewelry here. Didn't do the jewelry on her forehead. All right, now we're going to take the purple liquid pearl. And we're going to do the gems. There we have it. And there we have her. Hopefully that's everything. Hopefully I haven't missed anything else. All right, I think that's everything. All right, so you can see the liquid pearl stands up and looks like little pearls. The sparkle on the glitter is sparkling. And there we have our Shannon prompt for the month of purple, glitter, leaves. Now I just have one more to finish of her prompt, and then I have all of her prompts done this month. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video as well as the artwork of Nori Art Color. I certainly do. I think it's absolutely adorable. Next week we will start on our Noam Levi, who is a member of our Facebook group, and we will be starting on her work next week. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. Until, oh my goodness. Brain is not working today. Always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.